So in 2002, I've been in Grand Rapids 3, 4 years. Career is going very well, family and so forth, but I'm just struggling. There's just things that there's highs and there's lows, and my wife, my spouse Sonia, picked up on this, and after some period of time, and I had my annual physical with my doctor, and she went. She wanted to go, and she had something in her mind, but needed to talk about it with the three of us. And in going through, and the doctor took plenty of time, and through the course of that conversation, he recommended, supported by her, that I go and see someone. And I was originally resistant because I got a lot of things done here. I got it going on, but I didn't really. But I needed to have somebody confront me in the way that they did, and it was confront is probably not the right word, which implies doing this. I mean, it was a helpful thing, but I think it was very wise and insightful on both of their parts, particularly my wife, to say we got to do this and think about this and listen, talk to us, hear us out here. And so, okay, I had to come to terms with that. And I went, and the doctor recommended a psychiatrist that he knew, and so I made an appointment. And I remember very well the first meeting, because I came in and I was in charge. And so, to his credit, he focused really on what was causing the anxiety and the depression. Whether it was a typical route or not, I don't know, but he did focus in on what was really, I felt, the key issues for me, and begin to work through that. And the talk therapy has a big piece of that, and so that began to work. About 4 months, 4 weeks, 6 weeks or so in, he did prescribe some drugs. I did accept it, and it made all the difference in the world. The other part that he also prescribed was exercise, and that has been key. So for me, I think it's the continued talk therapy, the medication, but the exercise, and those coming together have made all the difference in the world for me. So it would have been 2006, 2007. I was called for jury duty, one of the 7 times I've been called for jury duty, both in Ingham County and Kent County. And it was a trial regarding a victim who was mentally ill. And you have the great big jury panel, and they pull a number out, and then you go and you sit in the jury box, and you go through the process of being interviewed by the judge and the attorneys. And one of the questions was, anybody on this jury know anybody with a mental illness? Now, I'm a lawyer, right? So I swore an oath. I'm an officer of the court. Got a responsibility to uphold the professional code. And all this is running through my head as I'm sitting there. Because they didn't say, does anybody here have a mental, but do you know? And I have to, with all this going through, I have to raise my hand and say, yeah, I know somebody, it's me. And I don't remember experiencing this really any other time in my life, but the room really felt like it got bigger. The ceilings went higher, the wall went back, the chair seemed to be bigger. And he said, yeah, I do know somebody, it's me, I have a mental illness. And I also know from my time in government affairs and being a lawyer, right, all this is on the public record. Right, there's a court reporter, you could go today and find that record. And there it is, Dale Robertson said in open court, me. And so that was the first time I ever publicly, outside of my wife and my doctor, frankly, talked about it. It's not the way I would have chosen in a public forum, in a public place. And I know it's, to me, it's probably way bigger than it was anybody else sitting there. But yeah, here it is for essentially all the world to hear. Here's who I am. Here's part of who I am.